Huoniao HN125-8 is a 4-stroke 125cc Custom Cruiser commuting motorcycle. This bike is a Chinese manufactured clone of the Honda CM125, which was manufactured in the mid-1980s. The example you're viewing now is a 2012 model, purchased in August of that year. The bike is powered by an overhead cam twin-cylinder engine cloned from the original Honda with almost identical performance. The HN125 cruises at 50 miles per hour at around 8,000 RPM. Out of the box, the suspension is quite bouncy and takes the bumps on the road with ease. This bike is very easy to maintain. Tasks like tightening the chain, changing the oil, and even replacing some minor parts like the mudguards, headlamps or dials are extremely simple to achieve. The display is rather basic. There is no fuel meter, although you can tell how much fuel you have left by looking at the odometer. You get 300 kilometers out of a full tank. Incidentally, all the dials, including the odometer, are metric, not imperial. As you can see, the bike is equipped with a front disc brake coupled with a rear drum brake. All bikes are at home in the countryside, and the Huoniao is no exception. Cruising around country lanes is a real joy, and it feels like you're on a much bigger bike when you're running it at lower revs. But that's not to say that the bike is no good on a dual carriageway. As a credit to the bike's performance on such roads, I've actually ridden to Oxford and back twice, and that's a 121-mile journey each way, all taken on dual carriageways. The Huoniao just kept cruising along at 50 miles per hour and didn't stop until I told it to. One of the downfalls of having a bike in the custom cruiser style is that filtering isn't quite as easy as it is on something a little slimmer like a YBR or a CBF. However, this bike is aimed at the novice riders, and they're not going to be filtering quite as much. For a cruiser, the bike handles really well, although, like all cruisers, it has to take corners at a slightly lower speed than your average commuter. One of the trade-offs of buying Chinese is that the quality of the peripheral parts is never going to be as good as it is on its more expensive contemporaries. The cheap metal spark plug, for example, had to be replaced when it started shorting out in heavy rain. While this wasn't hard or expensive to replace, it was a bit of a shock and a nuisance when my bike started misfiring, and in the end I had to have recovery called out. The new spark plug cost less than £5 and is much more durable. Another part I had replaced was the headlamp. Within 3 months of owning the bike, the headlamp's bulb and wiring had worn out. I had this replaced with a much more effective halogen bulb. Overall, the Huoniao HN125-8 is a solid, reliable commuter. It's comfortable to ride, easy to maintain, and has a very healthy owners community. That, plus the readily available cheap replacement parts, make this an excellent choice for first-time riders. Give this bike the TLC it deserves, and it will keep taking you wherever you want to go. As we riders always say, look after your bike and your bike will look after you. I'm the People's Rider. Thanks for watching.